I was actually blind. So I actually hemorrhaged in both eyes at the same time. So it was a physical impossibility to go to work. I couldn't even see a hand in front of me. So that's what caused the loss of the job. I could not go to work. And so I was earning very, very good money at the time because I was a contractor, computer programmer. And in the 80s, we used to earn very good money doing that. And I'd also trained for years to learn it. I knew somebody who was already was working as a prostitute. I already knew her. So I then went into the prostitution business and worked with her, which wasn't easy by a long shot, because when you haven't done it before, it's very, very hard. I chose it, but I had to force myself to do it because I wanted the money, because I wasn't prepared to live on the breadline, because I'd lived on the breadline as a child my whole life. I then spent many, many years training to earn very good money, and then suddenly I was back to square one. And I could see how well my friend was earning money. So that was the reason. I just didn't want to be one of those people on the breadline. Well, I think, well, why should I be? If I can do something else, it's up to me. If I can do it, which I did do it, why shouldn't I earn money that way? Why should I take money from the government, you know? So that's what.
So it was a sort of route out of what you could see was going to become possible poverty.
That's right, yeah, completely. Because I'd gone from earning, I think it was £1,000 a week to £64. It's a huge difference. And I had obviously had a lifestyle that was used to earning good money. Because in those days you could earn a lot of money programming. I wouldn't personally want to work for anyone else. I would only want to work with other girls that I know, and we're friends. We don't have to. I wouldn't want to work for a man. There's no way. Not because I don't like men, but I think it should be run by women for women. I don't see why men should then get involved, because in a way they are exploiting women for their gain. In a way, you know, because they do. There's many girls who've got boyfriends. The boyfriends know they're working. They give all their money to their boyfriend. Boyfriends take them to work, pick them up. They're not. You know, there's all that sort of thing goes on.
I mean, that sort of element of control.
Yeah. And yeah, I as a woman wouldn't want to do that, because I think I'm not going to give all my money to a man. I just wouldn't do it. So yeah, I wouldn't, and I definitely wouldn't want to work on the street, because the street work is very, very dangerous, even more dangerous than a flat job, you know. And it's freezing cold, it's degrading. You've got to go in someone's car and, you know, maybe give them a blowjob in a car. I mean, how degrading is all that? It's not what I wouldn't want to do that, because it's bad enough having to do it anyway, without then having to make it even more degrading. Because, you know, you have to go into the room with a customer and pretend you like them, pretend you're having a good time, and that they're really making you happy. Work is what you do to earn money, to live, basically. That is work to me. If I'm cleaning my house or painting or cutting the grass and all that, that's not work. That's different. Work is what you do to earn money. Yeah, it's work, because I go in every day and work from 11 to 8. I earn my money, I pay tax, and then I go home. So that's why I call it work. No, I don't enjoy it, but it's not the whole day. It's only, say, half. You know, out of an 8-hour period, maybe you would be seeing customers for 3 or 4 hours. So the other time you wouldn't be working as such. There's no pleasure involved. The only pleasure is that you don't have to work for anyone else, and you're your own boss, and you don't have to answer to anyone else, and you're in control. My experience is the majority of women do it to earn a living for their families and their children. A small minority who work on the street do it for drugs and alcohol, but that's a small minority. The bulk of women do it to survive, pay their bills, to feed their families, to have a decent standard, maybe go on holiday when they want, have a car, you know, just live like other people. That's my experience. The positives are that you're your own boss. If you're too sick, you don't have to do it. You don't have to answer to anyone. Obviously the negatives are numerous, because you're having to have sex with strangers that you don't like, and you're having to pretend. And you're having to pretend to like them. You also have to put up with some very, very uncouth, nasty people. So there's a lot of negatives, and obviously the other negatives is the police harassment, which has been going on recently. That's the other negative.
What are the main dangers that you faced?
Obviously there's not wanting your family to find out, not wanting people to know what you're doing, not wanting to be physically attacked, not wanting to be in court and in the papers, and because I've already been in the papers. I mean, my photo was taken outside the court. All this sort of stuff. There's a whole range of things. Not wanting people's attitudes towards you, not wanting them to know what you're doing. There's all that sort of stuff goes on. I'm very conscious of safety after what's happened to me in the past. There's cameras, iron gates. There could be some kind of weapon in the flat. They would be trying to, always making sure there's only one at a time. So that's why you've got a camera. You can normally judge for yourself who is a genuine client and who isn't.
Genuine in
as much as experience of people. I'd had a flat in my name. I was working there with friends for safety reasons, because I had been attacked and raped when I first started work in a very, very horrendous fashion. So I wouldn't work alone. There was no public interest in prosecuting me at all. Prostitution is legal, but anything to do with managing prostitution is illegal. So so whilst it's legal for me to work, it's not legal for me to have any kind of managing it in any way. So that's why I've been prosecuted. So they can then take your money off if you've got any money, which I haven't got much left now. So for years and years and years, we never had any fear of prosecution. But now it's completely different. The police are closing and prosecuting people everywhere. So yeah, we're being criminalised for it, for no good reason. And it's up to us, it's our bodies. If we want to sell our bodies, it's up to us. We're not hurting anyone. We're all consenting adults. I can't see the problem. And I certainly don't class myself as a criminal in any way. It's a bit of double standards, isn't it? Because they're saying, yes, you can work as a prostitute, but you can't have any involvement in the management. So someone's got to manage it, unless you work on the street and then put yourself in even more danger. I think I've got a right to work as a prostitute with other people for safety, because I want to do it, so that I don't have to live on the breadline, without being turned into a criminal, and that no government has got a right to judge you, class it as immoral, and say in some way you need protecting when we don't. None of us do. We're all consenting adults. What has it got to do with the law, as long as we're not breaking other laws? We haven't got illegal girls, we haven't got underage girls, there's no drugs involved, there's no pimps, all this sort of stuff. It's all women working together as a cooperative. Who says they've got a right to not allow us to do that? I feel pretty powerless at the moment, because I'm not being allowed to just go and earn my money. And I'm powerless because of the government and the police. That's why I'm powerless. That's the only reason. No other reason.
Because of the way the laws are set up.
Yeah. That I would much rather just go and be able to say, yes, this is what we're doing. You know, where can we do it where it's not upsetting anyone? This is the tax money. I just want to do it all legally, all above board.